Hello, friend. Today, I would like to talk about death. As Swami Kriyananda puts it, death is the final exam. And it is something that every living thing has to experience. As the Bhagavad Gita said, all that lives must die, and everything that's dead must be born again. Until, of course, we merge ourselves in God. And that is the goal of this life and all other lives, to finally merge our consciousness. In a way, it's like relaxing into that vast ocean of spirit of which we are all a part. I recently lost my mother. She was 93 years old, so she had lived a rich and full life and was ready to meet all of her loved ones who had passed away before her, and there were many. And I had an interesting experience with her passing on many, many levels, and I learned many things, but one was that a friend during my mother's astral ascension ceremony felt my mother giving me a message through her, and part of what she said was so thrilling to me. It was about my mother reconnecting with those loved ones. But the especially interesting part of it was that I felt my mother's soul very profoundly as separate from her earthly personality. It was fascinating and thrilling and very inspiring. And I realized that I'd heard about this in other ways, and I remember Swami talking about a brother disciple of his who had been a very humble devotee, not terribly outgoing or doing great important, quote, important things. And yet, when he passed away, Swami felt this powerful, powerful energy. And I felt some of that with my mother too, that the soul was not in any way identified with these petty personalities of earth. And so let us extrapolate from that experience and feel ourselves as the soul, not as this body, which is so temporary, just a moment in time. And all the dreadful things and all the joyful things and all the great accomplishments, all the important things that we do, what does any of it matter? It's just all swept away like sand castles on the beach when the tide comes in. What is important, truly, is our soul nature. That is who we really are, and we are connected to God and to each other in a vast ocean of spirit. So let us view every day as an opportunity to prepare for that final exam. Not cramming and being fearful and nail biting and drinking lots of coffee to try to cram as much into our minds as we can. not like an earthly exam, but as a cosmic exam, which means trusting, loving, giving. I had a very important, actually, experience taking my SATs as a teenager in school. I was not fond of math. I excelled in English and all of that sort of thing, but in art. The only good grade I ever got in geometry was when the teacher asked us to draw a picture using geometrical figures. Then I did great. I got an A double plus. That was the only time. So even though I had a tutor for math, for the SATs, and tried my best, I really did study, I got to the exam and I looked through the whole thing. I read every question. And I didn't know a single answer. And so I could have panicked and started crying, or I don't know, could have done a million different things, but instead I just relaxed completely because really there was nothing else I could do. I had tried my best. I'd prepared like Billy O, and I had to surrender. I just gave it to God. And I prayed very fervently with all my concentration and all my heart's longing, love, trust, and belief. And I just had to say, God, you have to give me the answers because I don't know anything. I think God really likes that kind of prayer when we just say, you're God, I'm just your little creation, you have to help me. And so I started again, and I just gave every question my calm, relaxed, best shot. And much to my utter amazement and much to my friends' utter amazement, I can still see their little faces going, what? I got in the 98th percentile in that exam. So in math, I got 98th percentile in math. It was just amazing, even now, to think of it. So this is how we prepare for the final exam. We do everything we can. And we know that even when we prepare our best, it's not going to be exactly how we thought. A friend of mine is a midwife, and she just was delivering a baby recently, and she told the mother-to-be, now remember, you've prepared, you've taken the classes, you've done everything you can, but it's always going to be different. You can't know how it is until it's happening. And that death is like that too. We can't really know what death will be like until we're doing it. But what we can do is love God and practice trusting in Him and practice letting go of everything. Everything that we have, everything that we're attached to, we need to just loosen the white knuckle grip that we have and let God into it and say, God, you've entrusted me with these things, but I know they're just made of dream stuff. They're not real. in the sense of true reality. They have their own reality. But only God is real. So the more that we study the scriptures, the more that we tune in to the truth and the true reality, the more we are preparing for that final exam, so that we won't be attached and clinging to this body. We will be relaxing and moving towards God, moving towards freedom of spirit, moving towards oneness with the bliss of the universe. So don't wait till the day before the exam. Prepare now, loving God, trusting God, being one with God, seeing Him everywhere and in everyone.